Set O2
Do we switch to, wait, what was automatic ventilation, guys? You set it to us? Turn ventilator on and fill bellows and breathing bag. You have to do it, you have to press flush while the ventilator's on.
Press flush.
So I'll push flush. And then turn it on? Yeah, I turned it on.
We need to turn our flow on too.
So that's after. Set O2 flow to minimum.
That's minimum.
Just like
What's happening?
What flow do you set here?
Minimum.
That's 1?
Less than 1 is good.
Okay,
Less
verify
than
that
1 is minimal.
Okay, so what's happening?
alarming.
Why?
Low breathing system pressure.
What does that mean?
Something's open.
Yeah.
Your APL's open.
Yeah, that would do it.
There we go.
Right?
APL was open? Yeah.
It was supposed to be open though.
No,
No, it's not.
No, it wasn't.
Not for ventilation. It's not. It's still not enough pressure in here.
Okay, because now you have to
Flush out the
Flush
fan.
it.
you have to go trace your steps again, right?
There you
Oh, yeah.
go.
You have to put it back to standby, right?
And then flush it again.
Yeah, flush it.
Turn it on.
I think you are already on.
It's on standby.
We're on
turn
standby.
It, turn it on.
Standby.
So you have to turn your minimum flows off, right? Like, so retrace your
Oh, you have to
steps
go
because you had a
back.
huge leak.
Standby.
So why are you doing this?
Yeah, why we change to the standby?
Why? Because it doesn't tell us to turn it on yet.
But here it says turn the ventilator on and fill the bellows and the breathing bag. So they want you to start flushing it after you've turned
Well,
on the
here it
ventilator?
says place. Okay, you fill the bellows and breathing bag with O2 flush, then turn the ventilator on. Why is that important?
So that you have adequate pressure inside. You start off with like a good amount of pressure and then it'll go to where it's supposed to.
Yeah. So you're saying you're filling it, the system, right? Remember what you're doing. What's the whole point of this? Yes. Okay. So if we know that we flushed it, we know for sure we filled whatever
way.
we've done. We filled our bellows now. What happens if we don't get the pressures or the volumes we need, even with flows being at minimum?
You have a leak somewhere.
There's a huge leak.
Okay, so then once you do that, now you can turn on the ventilator.
And then
Verify that during inspiration bellows delivers appropriate tidal volume and that during expiration bellows fills.
How do you know if it's delivering appropriate tidal volume? Oh, okay.
So what's our tidal volume?
have to look at minute volume.
Sure, I think you're
And our rate's 12. So what's 4.5? Wait, how do you turn that
What do we have set
How do
here?
you turn that to the milliliter?
Minute volume.
volume is
Respiratory rate times tidal volume.
There's 1,000 milliliters.
4,600 divided by 12.
if I it's 12, it's 60 divided by 12.
Why don't you make your parameters easier to
Divided by
add?
10 is the full.
Yeah, that would actually be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Find 9
You guys are
something.
like 450. How am I gonna know on this fellows?
Okay, let's do that.
Why don't you make it even?
It is even.
Like not between numbers. Make it 400.
400 what? It's in liters.
Minute volume.
Yeah, but if you put your rate at 10,
400. How many times 1,000? 400 milliliters is 0.4. You can't get to 0.4 on here.
in terms of a tidal volume?
You had it.
No, you had it.
Just had
It was-
At 4?
that's
You're at
minute
a Rate
volume.
of 10.
It's just a minute volume divider, guys.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so now we just need to make sure it's
So
400.
make sure it goes to 400.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Yeah, perfect. Gas flow.
Whoa, that took too long.
About 5 liters per minute. Oh, sorry.
What else does I want you to check?
Verify that the ventilator bellows and simulated lungs fill and empty appropriate without sustaining pressure at an
How are you
expiration.
gonna know? It's like it's cutting. How's the bellows fill and how the bellows empty?
Empty, it pushes it all the way to the top. Fill. No, wait. Yeah. So on expiration, it fills. And then it goes down to 400, which what it's what it's
So
delivering.
you could check it, and they want you to check it on with your valves too, right? And even your patient. If the patient exhales, is it filling your patient? And actually, I squeeze way too much. It's not very happy with me, especially. And flow at it's now at 5, which is good. Sorry, I just provided too
So check
much
valves and the bag.
volume.
So a little bit, just squeeze it a bit. So you're saying as the patient exhales, it's push it to the top.
Yeah.
Which it does.
Yeah,
Why is it going lower? Yeah.
because here
No,
it's,
H, right?
the compliance is too.
It's changing too, right? Any leaks?
No, there's no leaks. So wait, how do you see that at the end that without sustained pressure at end expiration? How do you know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes to 400, goes up. How much pressure? Right here.
Zero.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
What is good?
It's going to 10. Well, below 10.
In terms of ventilating pressures? Yeah, but it's not asking you for ventilating pressures, it's asking for something else.
If it sustains.
Just looking to see, how about if it sustains extra additional pressure? What is that check testing? Heat. Why is that important?
You can't shut it off.
No. More so, what are we checking there? What's the whole point of doing that exercise?
To see if there's a leak.
Initially, with the first minute, this part is not looking for this. It's looking for something else.
There's more pressure.
But like we're done now.
It's yes, there's more pressure. What would cause more pressure?
Resistance.
This treatment?
Like a blockage or something?
A blockage, yeah, of what? Particularly.
Tubing or?
Not the tubing.
You've done that before, but make sure you go through the specific things that you touched on.
There's a specific component in the ventilator
Below?
that is
The spill valve?
yes. So
If
what are
the
you
spill
doing
valve
here?
is checking the spill valve to see if it's
To see what?
if the spill valve is working.
How do you know it's working?
If it doesn't sustain a pressure.
What pressure should it sustain? Should it sustain any pressure?
Yeah.
What? Pressure of what? What's acceptable? What's normal?
10. Right?
Survival is 2.5. So you
2.5, that's interesting. There's a range.
Took the median.
You did.
I
How
remember.
much pressure does the spill valve?
I remember in class 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah, second water. No?
It's a range.
Oh, okay.
Alcohol because you had a